Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about internships, what they're looking for, how to get one, places to find one, and just things of that nature. I know a lot of you guys saw my FIT video and requested it after I said I would do it, and now I'm doing it like I said I would if people were interested. So yeah, also like there's a whole bunch of new subscribers going on right now, so if you are from that FIT video, wash poppin', okay, wash poppin'. Thank you for joining us. So let's just get into the video right meow. I have my phone, I'm using it as notes, so like I'm not texting, I'm just here. Wait, that's a lie. I'm gonna check a Snapchat. Hold on. Let's just get started. Like, let's just freaking do it. So an internship is like test driving a company. You get to see what their corporate culture is like. You get to see what the actual company itself is like. And you also get to meet tons of new people. You get to network a bunch. And you also get to see, and this is what I think is most important, you get to see what you like and what you don't like. And this is like super important because you're not gonna know if you don't like something or you like something until you try it. For example, like with me, sales, I don't like sales, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not for me. It's too like, yes, we're going to take your money, blah blah blah. Like, I don't like that, you know what I mean? So I stay far away from sales. No, get away. You get to meet new people, you get to know what you like and what you don't like, and that is extremely important. Internships are typically a semester long, and they kind of go anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Different companies have different things. So for example, my one internship, I interned from February to May, so that was 3 months. They just have different like programs, so every couple of months they'll get a new group of interns. At least in my opinion, the bigger the company, the more structure that their internship program will have, most likely. So that's always a good thing, if you like big companies. Okay, so you're like, cool, I need an internship. Now what do I do? First things first, you need to get a resume, because ain't nobody hiring you without a resume. Resumes are really important, and because of that, you kind of want to either spice it up or just make it your own. I know recruiters and employers are just not trying to sit behind a desk and read 3 million like boring ass like black and white resumes. I know for some careers and some like job paths you need to have a boring ass black and white resume, but for the other ones who are more creative and free-spirited, if you will, you can kind of switch it up if you want. Really add some personality to it, because that is your time to show the employer like, yo, this is me, because it's basically you on paper, right? So if you want to spice it up a little bit, add some color, add you can play with the format of it. I actually have a Pinterest board full of resumes, and I will leave the link to that down below. But if you are applying for something more like cut and dry, you may need a more cut and dry kind of resume. But there are still ways to add your personal creativity. You can switch up fonts, and just smaller, minute details such as spacing and things of that nature. Basically, just make sure that everything is consistent within your resume. If after every bullet point you put 2 spaces, make sure you do it for every single bullet point. Don't just do it for 1, don't just do it for 2, you gotta do it for all of them. So for your resume, you're gonna wanna make sure that the most relevant experience is on there. You're also gonna make sure that the most recent experience is at the top, so that way things are in chronological order. What else? I don't know, man. Really make it stand out, make it be you, and just make sure that things on the technical side of your resume are okay. Because once you get the technical side, and when I say technical, I mean like, the wording of your experience, the position that you held, your skills, your this, your that, your activities, all of that stuff. Once you get that part out of the way, the battle or the challenge becomes the actual design of the resume, which is also extremely important depending on where you're going, and I just think it's important in general. So like I said, I'll put my Pinterest link down below and you can see that. Also, make sure that your resume is PDF format. Ain't nobody trying to read some Word document, all right? No one wants to read it. You don't want people going in there and editing it and like blah 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 blah. No, make sure that it's a PDF format. It looks so much nicer, and I can't tell you how annoying it is to be sent a resume and like you have to open it and then like you have to open Word and then Word freezes your computer and this and that and da 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 da. No, just make it a PDF, make everyone's life easier. So my next piece of advice after a resume would be to get a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so important. It's basically a social networking site. So it's like a professional Facebook, if you will. Get a LinkedIn, okay? LinkedIn is so important. If you do your resume first, creating your LinkedIn will be 10 times easier because you have all the information already. All you gotta do is copy and paste and put it on your LinkedIn. Life will be so much easier. But make sure for your LinkedIn, you have a professional photo, like a nice headshot. Don't just have, you know, some picture of you at the beach in your bikini because like your employer is not trying to see that. Don't put a picture with you and somebody else. LinkedIn is just so important, and for not most, I shouldn't say that, but when you're applying to other places as well, you can just connect your LinkedIn the way you would like a Facebook, and it'll just take all of your information from there and put it into the job portal thing that you're applying to, so that way you don't have to copy and paste everything or write everything out, this and that. It does it for you, so that is extremely helpful. So the next thing you're gonna need is a cover letter. Cover letters are super important because in addition to your resume, your cover letter is another thing that like helps you stand out amongst a group of people. Your resume is you on paper, and your cover letter is like even more of you on paper, because this is like the one chance that you're gonna get to show the employer who you are, why you wanna work here, you know, basically what you're all about and what you can really bring to the table. So things that you don't want to do in your cover letter is say like, you know, I want to work for you because like it'll really benefit me, and like me. It's like all about me. You know, I just like really want to benefit myself. I don't really want to add or contribute anything to the company. I just want to benefit me. Don't do any of that. They're just not going to want to hire you because they're looking for how you can benefit them. And again, if you guys want me to go like in depth on any of these topics, let your girl know and I can do an individual video about the topic that you're interested in, and we can create like a whole fun series. Like, it'll be fun. So yeah, cover letters, amazing to show the employer who you really are. Also really good for students out of town. Say you live in like the middle of nowhere and you want to do an internship in New York, right? But they see on your resume that you like live in Kansas. They're gonna be like, why is this girl applying? Here's your chance to say that, you know, you are like ready and able to spread your little wings and fly and go to New York. You know what I mean? Like, great. Sensational. So, where to find internships and applying? First of all, career fairs. Super important. You get to meet the actual recruiter in person. If you are in the New York area, Hustle Summit is one that I've gone to many a time. It is such a cool career fair. It's really made for, what generation are we? Generation X, Y? Whatever, like the one before millennials, and millennials too, I guess. No, not millennials. I don't know who millennials are anymore. It's really made for young people. So career fairs are a big and important way to meet people because, like I said, you're meeting the recruiter face to face and they have a chance to see you, get to talk to them for a little bit. It's like an informational interview, basically. Kind of like your elevator pitch. You better take it and throw it, and they need to like catch it, you know what I'm saying? So career fairs. Just a little tip that I did as far as like applying for places. I made a spreadsheet with all of the companies that I applied to and like the date that I applied to and if they reached back to me, who I spoke to and this and that, just because for me personally, I would just like send out a whole bunch, right, and just see which one hooked, but like not like yes, but not in. I would tailor my resume and my cover letter to the actual position and the nature of the job, because if you didn't do that, then that's just stupid. Yeah, but I would just have all of the information there and I would see who reached back to me on, so that way I can know when to follow up and know when to I don't know, just like be on the lookout for an email and that kind of thing. And it's actually extremely helpful in the long run because you can see over time all of the companies that you've at least had the chance to speak with. So I'm just gonna read off some websites where you guys can go and look for some internships. Fashionista.com, if you guys are into fashion and you're looking for a fashion internship. PR, they have a lot of PR ones up there. The only thing is that most of them are based in New York and LA, so if you're in the middle of America or the country, sorry. Looksharp.com, Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor. Free fashion internships. It's not really free. It's free for the first one, but then the rest of them you have to pay. But if you just look up the listing through the company, you can find it easily and apply for free. Just think of companies that you are interested in and see if they are hiring for interns. Reaching out is so important. Just make sure you always reach out to somebody. Don't be scared to reach out. Worst thing that's gonna happen is 1, they don't answer your email, or 2, they just say no, sorry, we're not looking for interns right now. We'll keep your information on file. That's like the worst. So you get the internship and it's either paid or you're getting credit. If it's unpaid, it's illegal. You need to run. Some companies offer credit for your school, but others don't, which kind of sucks because then you aren't eligible because you need to get credit if they're not going to be like paying you actual monies. I'll leave like a link for like internship compliance and like the legality of not being paid for an internship. Some pay hourly, some give you a stipend, some don't give you a stipend, some, you know, pay for your food or your travel expenses, which is always really nice. But like, if it's paid, girl, it's paid. You better take it because not many of them are, okay? Okay. So I'm gonna give you some of my experience with internships that I've had. I've had good ones, I've had bad ones, I've had really fun ones, I've had really boring ones. I've done, how long have I been in school? My first internship was in January 2014, and then I've just been interning like crazy since then. Like every semester I had an internship. So I've had bad experiences, and this was kind of what I said about knowing what you like and knowing what you don't like. I had one experience where I was hired very quickly, but the company was so small. So I get there, my first day of the job, the office is, no joke, the size of my room, which is fine, but it's just when you're in such close quarters with like employees and like at this point strangers, things can get kind of uncomfortable. Doing that, I just knew that I did not want to be there at all, and he like tried to not pay me. And I was just like, okay, well then I'm gonna write you a spreadsheet of all the days that I've worked with all of the hours, and I'm gonna send it to you, and like I'm gonna be expecting a check soon because this is actually illegal. I'm working for free at this point. I didn't see a dime until I sent him that spreadsheet, and I was just like, I don't think I'm coming in again. And he was like, great, see you never. And I was like, awesome, bye. I left on my own terms because if you are not going to be willing to pay me on time like an actual employee and expect me to do all of this work in this tiny hot room, you gotta be out your friggin' mind. Goodbye. Yeah, so it wasn't any like bad blood or anything, but like, peace. So I've had other internships and they've been wonderful, like tremendous. Like one of my internships, not even one, more than one. That was honestly the only like, that wasn't the only bad experience, but that was like the worst experience I've ever had. Another one of my internships, I just really, really loved my supervisors, and I still keep in contact with them to this day. It's just nice when people feel like family to you, you know, so they're always interested in helping you, and that's really like one of the most rewarding things, is like having a mentor or a supervisor who just really like sees the good in you. Some of my other supervisors at one of the internships that I did, they were so freaking cool, and they were younger, so I think that might be why we kind of got along better, and we're able to relate on like certain things. You know, we would like always get our work done, but we would like always like laugh about like certain things. Like we would send each other memes and just share like different videos and stuff like that. Like they were just really cool, and I actually really, really liked them. You know, it's really all about the relationships that you build and the people that you connect with and how you connect with them, and on the level that you connect with them it's all about how you connect, okay? The career center at your school is supposed to help you find an internship because, like I mentioned before, if you're getting school credit, they are going to be like all on top of that, right? But the career and internship center at FIT is terrible. don't ever go there because they will never help you. Many of my other friends have said the same exact thing. What their job is supposed to be is they're supposed to kind of mentor you, tell you what to do with your resume and your cover letter, and kind of help you mold all of that stuff. Then they're going to try to narrow down what your interests are to see what jobs and things like that they can look for in their database of internships. And then from there, they'll kind of go and like reach out on behalf of you, but still with like your cover letter and stuff, and kind of like smooth that whole process over. But instead, what really happens is they are just terrible at everything and are very out of touch and very out of date with the actual real world and what's going on right now. And well, 9 times out of 10 make things worse for you. That's basically what happened to me and all of my other friends. They were just very unhelpful, very uninformed, and like just out of touch with what's like really going on. If you get like a paid internship, they're like, they get weird about it because it's like, oh well, credit, blah 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 blah. It's like, but if they're going to pay you, you can also get credit. You know what I mean? Like, the world is not going to end. So some of mine I've been getting paid and I've been getting credit. So it's like 2 for 1 kind of thing. So basically how it works at FIT is you need to take an internship in your last year of whatever, or is it last semester? No, it's the last year of whatever program it is that you're doing. It's worth like a certain credit hour. So depending on how many credits you need, that's how many hours at your internship you'll be doing, right? So 3 credits is probably like, I think 3 credits is like 123 hours, or it's either like 97, some weird number like that, right? So you're gonna have that, you're gonna have to complete all of those hours, and they're gonna be logged on like a timesheet, and you're gonna have to submit it to your internship class, which meets every like 2 weeks or something like that. There's only like 6 classes throughout the semester or something. So in your internship class, once you hand in your your timesheet and all that stuff, you're gonna do other like internship-y exercises. In mine, we like talked about, oh, so what did you do wrong today at your internship? Tell me about it. And how did you recover? It's like internship therapy. Talk about your internship and what you do there, yada yada yada, kind of get to know you type of thing. And then you only see them 6 times, so it's pretty quick. The only thing is the actual class is really annoying, and sometimes they require you to do like more work than should be required, considering that you are a full-time student or just a student in general. You're interning. You may or may not have like a part-time job or something. You know, if you commute or just do other things on the side, like that gets busy, and people tend to forget that like students do like a whole bunch of other stuff than just being a student, you know? So people tend to forget about that, which is kind of annoying. And I found that happened a lot in my class. She would just forget that like people have like lives other than being like interns. So yeah, hopefully the career center at your school is better than FIT's. I live in the middle of nowhere. Now what? So if you live in the middle of nowhere and there's no like place for you to intern, which I find hard to believe. I just can't imagine being an intern in Idaho. Why would I want to be an intern in Idaho? For what? You know what I mean? I just can't imagine it. You live in Idaho, you're living a nice quaint life, but you really want to go to the big city and intern for your favorite cool company, right? How do I do it? Like, I don't live in a cool city. Summer internships, woo! They give you an amazing chance to travel. So you can go literally anywhere that you want to. So if you wanted to go to San Francisco for like some cool tech thing, you can go there, do your dirt. You can go to New York, you can intern wherever you please. There's so many companies in New York. You can go to LA, you intern there. You just need to specify to the HR recruiter or in your cover letter or something or other. Tell them that you are 1,000,000% willing to travel and you understand that housing is not paid for, or you know, if it's paid for, good for you, because that's nice. And in the summer, companies are more willing to take students from out of state or from out of state or different universities, just because they know that that's the time that you guys actually get to travel. You should take advantage of that 1,000,000%. The summer is your time if you're an out-of-state student, okay? And the summer programs are often very, 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 very cool. So I would definitely look into them. So back to the actual like application. Most jobs post or like list the job descriptions and the listings a season before they're actually gonna hire the interns. So right now it's fall. Employers are looking for spring interns already, or gonna start too soon. They usually do it like 2 or 3 months out to try to get that whole process narrowed down, interviews, all of that. Congratulations, you've been hired. See you in January. I would start looking, like if you're looking for an internship in January, you should have been looking since yesterday, hunty, okay? Because people are already on it. Like I'm telling you, it's quick and it's extremely competitive depending on the company that you're at or looking to be at. So it's the end of the semester, your internship is over, you're now back to twiddling your thumbs, you don't know what to do. Well, step 1 is to stay in contact with your supervisor or just people in general that you were close with at your internship. Add them on LinkedIn because you can now, because it's appropriate. And that's always a cool way to stay in contact, is so you can see what they're doing professionally, they can see what you're doing professionally, and it just works out. If you were close with someone in particular, I would definitely stay in contact with that person if you were close to them, because it's all about who you know, and they, you know, might know a friend at a company who is looking for an intern and they can recommend you, and that's always the best way to get a job, off of a recommendation. Like I said, if you want me to go more in depth on any of those topics, I can do like a specific video for that. I guess that's it for now. So thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. It really means the world to me. I will see you in my next video. Bye.